Hello, this is Danny Hill, EFT NLP coach. Why are there so many unconscious tools and methods and practices? It's a good question. Somebody asked me this a long time ago. If EFT works, why are you practicing these other things? Okay, all right. So I answered him in as much as saying, well, if a builder turns up to do a job yet only has one tool, he might well find that the job takes longer. It might be more arduous, it might be more difficult. There are some clients who respond extraordinarily well to some practices, and there are other clients that respond well to others. Now, something like EFT is blended with NLP. Gary Craig had studied NLP, and he had studied thought field therapy as well. So there is a great deal of NLP within EFT, but having qualified as a master practitioner of NLP, it gives me a huge amount of knowledge and ability where, there are practitioners who just use NLP to get results. Why then use clinical hypnotherapy as well? Because that, again, is a tool that works. And the course that I did down in London was a master diploma in clinical hypnotherapy, NLP, and life coaching. So that's 3. And then there was a bolt-on EFT course at the end of it. I also learnt about the Enneagram when I was down there, so I've incorporated that into all that I do, and I mentor clients on their Enneatype and help them to evolve. So the course that I was doing involved all of them, and you'll find if you're doing therapy, coaching, mentoring, that you'll dip in and out of various things. Someone like Anthony Robbins, for example, didn't just do one modality and build an entire career on that. He got on to do an NLP course via John Grinder in the very early days, and he left early and started treating clients, and they were like, son, what are you doing? You shouldn't be using this on the general public. But being the Enneatype 3 that he was and is, he started doing it, and he built an entire career on it after he worked for Jim Rohn. So it's all about getting results, and some tools will feel the right thing to be using at a time, and then there'll be some tools one day that will do something else. You'll find Paul McKenna these days just doesn't do clinical hypnotherapy. He went and studied with Bandler, and then he works with Richard Bandler, the other co-creator of NLP. So all of these things have amazing results. He uses TFT as well, and he's got into havening. So, you could say, well, he's worth 60 million. What's he doing going and doing all these other modalities as well? Because they all work. And it's interesting to research other modalities, and there are other little key techniques and other little things that you learn along the way, and it's boring if you just use one technique over and over again. Even myself, if I've been using, I don't want to use this technique, I'll use something else. It livens it up, it makes it more interesting, and it makes you a better practitioner. And when you're on the journey yourself and you're evolving and conquering your own limiting beliefs, it's wonderful to think, okay, I'm now going to do some EFT tonight, and then when I go to sleep, I'm going to be listening to some binaural beats and have some hypnosis played over the top. And in the morning, I'm going to do something called havening. There are so many tools. I learned the balance procedure one, and I learned Psyche. So it's just to keep yourself awake and alive and interested and informed. And that satisfies my Enneatype 5 wing that likes to observe, likes even more information. But you could just choose one modality and that's it, and go ahead and use it. But everything works. If it didn't work, it wouldn't exist. Even counseling and psychotherapy work. They wouldn't exist unless they're there. But I work very differently. People come and see me because of what I do, because it's different, because they have tried counseling or psychotherapy. Not all clients. Sometimes they've never had any therapy before in their life at all. But I will attract a good percentage of people who've already had a lot of counseling and psychotherapy as well, and they realize, it's the limiting beliefs that are preventing me from healing. And working with a counselor consciously is not helping me to overcome these limitations and these limiting beliefs. A lot of coaching as well has filtered through into modern psychology, and I've got friends who are counselors and psychotherapists, and they adopt some of the principles that coaching and NLP has offered them. So basically, if it works, it's going to exist, and I will keep learning, and I will keep evolving, and I will keep growing, and I will keep an eye on everything that's out there, and there'll be many more tools and methods and practices that are going to be born, And I think that's healthy, and I think that's a good thing.